Alright, and we're back with some more Diablo 2. Here we go. So, I went over to Butterfinger and looked at some items that I had in store that I can make some use out of pretty quickly. Obviously, I can't use like level 40 fucking gear right now. We are like, what, level 5? Yeah, we can't do much. So, I do have a stealth ready. We just need a 2-socket armor. I had plenty of towel and Eth-runes just laying around. And of course I got Gorefoot. This is just going to help tremendously with walking speed. A Nokazan just for, you know, resistances. And it's just solid. It's like the most common amulet I have on that character, so took it with me. A Tarn Helm when we get to 16. And of course, a lore when we get to 27 for a plus skill. This is just an early plus skill, and Magic Find. And of course, Blood Fist. We will probably switch over to Mage Fist. This is mainly just for life. But then we also have Nagel Ring for the, you know, Magic Find, and of course, you know, Reduction. That's pretty cool, I guess. This is just a nice yellow I had laying around. Not great, but it's, you know, decent, you know, cast rate, so can't complain too much. So yeah, that's our goal. We need to get to level 9, and then we can start making use out of this. We can use pretty much all of it, almost. So one more level, and we can actually start getting some immediate magic find. So yeah. Alright, that's the magic of twinking, baby. So let's go ahead and get to the cold plains, and I should have gotten that damn waypoint. Evil beware. Alright, we got an amulet. I'm not really worried about it. I'll probably just sell it. You know what? Let's do cave. Let's do this. Let's get some XP. We need it. Especially since we can already start equipping a lot of that gear. So I did sacrifice a little bit of damage for faster cast rate, but you can see immediately the... oh man, it's gonna get nuts. So the good news is we already have quite a few items in the back from Butterfinger I can use. They're not all in my shared stash. I haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll make a Holy Grail character. I don't know. So far, Butterfinger has pretty much hoovered up quite a few of the like main rares I want to have. Like, I think it was last season I did this. We found a Ja rune in I think it was just a standard enemy, and I think it was like a fetish in the swamp area, and I was like, okay. It was pretty cool, not gonna lie. Ooh, I should be really casting frozen armor. So, the object, obviously, of playing Sorceress is we want fast and dirty. We don't care how we get our loot, we just want it. Not enough mana. There's never enough mana when you're playing as a Sorceress. Of course, even though we're going to be using some twink gear, I still need to know how to play the game. I can't stress that enough. If you're going to twink a character, you need to know how to play that character already, otherwise you're just... I don't know, you're just gimping yourself the experience. I already know how to play a Sorceress, so I'm not too worried. But, yeah, if you're going to be salty about me twinking, I want to get, like, to the end game as quickly as I can. I've already established how to do it on the other character, so I'm not super worried about showing it again. Yay, chips! If you're unfamiliar why I get so excited by that, is because once you hit later levels in D2, chips just become so uncommon. And they're mainly used in up-tiering low-tier runes, but it's not the end of the world if you don't do it. You can always easily just go through and, like, run Act 1, takes less than 20 minutes, and... there's a reason I love games like this, I really do. Plus, I can just zone out. That's what makes them fun. So, anyways, yeah, we'll be... oh, I have to check every now and then on Butterfinger, because he does have a lot of the uniques in the game. Not, like, an insane amount, but I do have quite a few. Probably around level 20 is when I'll have to check again, because ooh, that could be a good 2-socket. That's why I'm mainly killing enemies right now, because I want to make sure, A, I can level up, B, I need to be able to actually wear some of that stuff. But it's F! And I don't want to waste that, because I can use that on another character when I'm done with it. Son of a bitch. Well, you can argue, Seth, just use it, it's F. No, it's bad, I'm not touching it. It is not worth wasting. I don't have any low enough level 2-socket items. I'm a little bummed out on that, but you know, it happens. I mean, the likelihood of me keeping like a fucking 2-socket, like, leather armor in the very beginning of the game, like a year and a half ago, pretty unlikely. Uh-oh, she might get killed. Yeah, that's not good. Now it's my turn to get fucked. Oh boy. Anyways, so the other advantage of playing as a sorceress is we have a ranged advantage of a lot of characters, which is nice because Butterfinger was 100% a melee character, and that has its own caveats, of course. I really hate early game D2. I mean, I love it, it's the most exciting in the game, but it's because you don't have any fucking inventory yet. It's so goddamn annoying. So can I just get... Yes, static field. Oh, baby. Let's see. Let's put it on V. So I will... Oh man, it's so much fun. Let's get another point in vitality just to get going here. Can I make use out of this? Probably not. I just need gold right now at this point. I'd rather get to the end of the dungeon first, then go back to town. So I'll demonstrate what this does. So first things first, let's get that going. So you see that little zappy animation? Watch this. Fuck. Look at that. It fucking chips away their health every single time you cast it. And of course, it's a one-point wonder skill. All that increasing it does just increases the field range. It's still very short. I'd say it's a little bit over half of melee range right now. But once we get plus skills, oh boy, that is... Oh, you're gonna be fucking shitting yourself if you've never seen static field. It's awesome, dude. It's like one of the best skills in the game. Now, it's not as good as corpse explosion. Nothing can be as good as that. But it's pretty fucking close. Corpse explosion pretty much kills every single thing it touches, which that's one reason it's so fucking dope. But static field literally quarters off health per cast. And you can imagine what that's like with a faster cast rate. It's absolutely just... It's pretty fucking gross to watch. It's awesome, dude. I would say if it's your first time playing Diablo 2, number one, don't twink the character like I'm doing. That's a little cheaty. But number two, don't start off with Sorceress. Start off with like Amazon first. I'd say Amazon is the most friendly character to start off with. Amazon or maybe Barb. Barb is straightforward, but Barb doesn't have a lot of like stuff you're doing. You know what I mean? Like it's just straight up damage. I'd say either... you know, it just depends. I can't recommend Druid, because I've actually never played a Druid. You know, I know that's probably weird, but it's true. I have, in all my, like, 15 plus years of playing Diablo 2, I have never made a single Druid. Ever. Period. Like, fucking at all. Like, I've started one, and then I immediately get burned out and stop playing. It's usually by the time I've got a character up to hell difficulty and I don't want to keep playing after like a week or two of grinding. And I'm like, yep, fucking done. And then I hang up my Diablo 2 hat and I take a bath and yeah, at that point I don't want to play the game. I remember I told my ex once, when we first met, I was like, you know, if I'm playing Diablo 2 and you're watching and I start saying, God damn it, I need more damage, pull me away from the screen. Because the moment I start doing that is the moment I need to stop playing the game. And that's about right. You know, it's pretty accurate. If I start bitching, it's never a good sign. Oh man, I could do more damage. It's pretty much the telltale sign I'm done, right? Hell, I'm happy just to clear Nightmare difficulty. There's a lot of shit down there. What is that? Oh, Fire Enchanted isn't too dangerous. I mean, it could be, but oh my god, look how much damage they do to me. Fucking A, man. Oh, Jesus. You know, I'm also going to point that out one more time. No one remembers D2R. It's just... Oh, god damn. It's just gone. Like, the public has moved on from it. It's not that exciting. I'm sorry to point everybody's little fascination out, but that's the magic of the internet. Things get relevant, and then they piss out and pitter away, and then you forget that it exists. I didn't forget that it exists, though. I just don't care enough. I'm like, it's a remake of a game I already own that is more mod-friendly and more fun, and has more charm than a remake. I need to get that fucking minion back, is what I need to do. Yo! Give me my girl back, okay? We're level 6. We can use one of those items, but I can't make a great deal of use out of it just yet. Let's go ahead and sell some of this bullshit, too. I hate not having Deckard Cain. It's an absolute pain in the ass. Strength, I'm not really worried about strength. I mean, as a sorceress, you never really do. 1 to energy, for now, it's gonna have to do. And... cold damage. Yum. Nothing but bits. Okay. That's not what I wanted. But it's all good. So, we'll kill this bullshit and then come back and equip one of those rings I can twink with. Also, if you're new to Diablo 2, never... Actually, what am I fucking thinking? I can just do this, if I can get close enough. Yeah, you like that shit? Okay. Oh, and I got a set right off the bat. That's awesome, dude. I mean, I can't really probably make much use out of it, and it's probably Sanders, if I had to guess. Sanders is really common in normal difficulty, I've noticed. That's probably just my own bias, but there is drop bias in Diablo 2 for certain areas with eye levels, or whatever it's called. But you know what? I do have part of Talrash's set. I think I have 3 pieces, and I do have, like, all but 1 of Sanders' Superstition. So... like in the other character, not in the shared stash, just the other character. So I can at least use that when I get there. But at the same time, I'm not really worried about it. I'd say my first big milestone is going to be level 12. We should be there. Ooh, hello. Level 12 is going to be our first big milestone, because we can actually, you know, equip a lot of the gear in the game that's really early game stuff, and we can also start, and then after that, level 20, I guess. That's generally where I start with a Diablo 2 character. And I think at that point I should have enough to probably get, like, comfortable. I mean, Sorceress starts off really weak, but that's the thing. You start off so frail, and then you just... No joke, dude, by the time you're a Nightmare, you're just blasting through shit like a fucking chain gun. It's unbelievable. And the faster your cast rate gets, the more extreme it gets, too. It's not necessarily about how much damage you do as a sorceress. It's, generally speaking, how fast you can do damage, because that's the main... Obviously, more damage is great, but you want to be doing... Well, I guess it's all dependent on the player, but for me personally, I would rather do a fuckload of damage really fast and move away from it really quickly than just have straight up damage, because, ooh, that can probably one-shot me. I don't want to get too close to that. It's much, much more safer, and it's a lot easier to get to that point, too. I hate bolts, man. Who the fuck uses crossbows in Diablo? I have never, ever done it. Even in MedianXL, I've actually tried making a crossbow necro, and I was like, this is fucking weird. I don't like this. I just don't. There's something... Oh, come on, pick up the gold. There I know it's like, really, Seth, it's 3 gold. Yes, really, Seth, it's 3 gold. Why wouldn't I pick it up, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and sell some of this bullshit. You're gonna notice I do this really early game dumb shit, but it's very important to me. The mana probably is important right now. Arctic? Well... It is all res. Yeah, I don't mind. We have enough. That's fine. I have that on the other character. I can wear that, so it's probably why I'm wearing it. ED, not really. Strength, I'd take that over that any day. Oops, I think I quaffed one. I love being able to save up chips again. It's one of my favorite feelings in Diablo. It's so lame, I know. I know. Level 7? Am I not level 7? Oh, I'm level 6. I can read. I know what level I am. Don't make fun of me. Oh, God. Here we go. We're going to watch this grow. I love watching the chip stack grow. It's one of my favorite things in this entire game. I would literally just do that all day if I could. I'm not even exaggerating. That's the sad part. So, okay, now we can get to... Oh, I love that little pissy bitch slap every time I see it. I like the sorceress's voice. It sounds like mildly pissed off at all times. Oh, do I have it?
Come on, follow me. This is for you.
Oh, I love that. If you've never played with voice commands in this game, you're missing out. I might actually be able to kill what's his name, Bishabon, because I can actually just static field him to death. So sorceress is probably one of the most broken classes in the game. I just like to point that out. I mean, Barbarian used to be pretty busted too. Let's not beat around the bush. Before LOD patch, fucking Whirlwind Barbarian just absolutely wrecked shop. There's no denying that at all. So there's a reason that got nerfed, and why they said in Diablo 3, oh hey, look at that, you can, oh yeah, remember barbarians could do this, ah, lol, remember the good times? You know, it's okay to make fun of Blizzard now. They've deserved it for a long time. But yeah, that's true. They tried to make, well, like in D3, every fucking skill was like viable, which is good, but also the bad part is you could just swap it out over and fucking over like a fucking monkey and never have to learn, and it was really annoying. That's why I like Diablo 2. I always say this. Okay, finally we can start twinking the character. Good, let's go back to town and get that shit in me, because I really want it. This is sad. I know. I'm a sad man. Oh, it's page 10. I gotta remember that. Yeah, Naggle Ring. Okay. And then our next one is going to be at level 9, am I right? Yeah, level 9. We can get Blood Fist and we can get Gore Boots. That's going to help a fuckload. Okay, what skills do I want to invest in right now? I kind of want to get... Oh, that's level 24. We can work on that later. Let's go ahead and put points into Fire. I'm not really a fan of Inferno, but it is a prereq to get Meteor. I'll probably make a Meteor Blizzball. Or sorry, Meteor Frozen Orb. That's probably my favorite hybrid build for Sorcerer. It's a little unoriginal, I know, but it's really good. We'll go keep into Firebolt then. And more strength. We need more strength. We always need more strength. You don't need a massive amount. I'd say about 120. 120, I think, yeah, 120 is pretty safe. Ooh, a buckler. With a socket? Hot damn. I might actually use that. I'm not even lying here. I didn't have any decent shields I could put on this character. I checked, trust me. I went through as many as I could in the brief 10 minutes I actually spent looking at it. I don't really have, like, specific uniques in mind right now, because obviously I have just played. Like, I literally just started up the game, so I have no, you know, I'm gonna make a fucking spirit. Spirit's a pretty good starting point, though. That's a pretty decent starting gear. You see, the other magic about playing as a sorceress is you already have teleport, so you don't have to worry about getting Enigma. I mean, Enigma's still a good armor set, even as a sorceress, but... Oh, fuck. You don't need it. It's more in your best interest to get magic find gear as a sorceress than, like, tank gear. So, if you want to do that, that's always a huge option. God damn it, I need more fucking mana. I'm so tempted to go back and just get, like, a fucking item that has mana regen on it, but I don't have any. I checked, trust me. I really did. You gotta remember, I have literal pages and pages of items on Butterfinger, so it's a little tricky to do that. I don't need that, thank you. See, this is why I like Diablo 2. I can I can always hop over to him if I get bored, too, and just item find. Okay, so I think he's resistant to cold. See, that's something that sucks about playing as Sorceress, is you start to run into elemental immunities ASAP. Like, there's no fucking, alright, and we get to Nightmare. No, it's like straight up immediately. As soon as you start the game, you're immediately bombarded with that problem. I mean, you should always keep it in mind. Whether it be a rune word for your follower, or anything, really. I mean, you need to always keep in the back of your mind, I can easily run into an immunity in like a second. You will have to reroll maps a lot in the early stages of playing as a sorceress. Especially if it's your first character and you have no items, like it's a fresh ladder reset. That is a big deal, because, you know, you're not going to start off with any gear, obviously, if you're playing ladder. And no, I don't really care if you play on ladder or not. I mean, I don't, because I'd rather just play Plugy, because I can, you know, I don't have to make 800 different characters to do one thing. I don't have to deal with an internet connection. I can easily just store the map over and over. And plus, you know, let's be real here, a lot of the fucking top scoring players are just bots, so not a big deal. But, you know, that's the magic of D2, is I can play this game any day, anytime. It's one of my favorite games ever made. It's not my favorite game. My favorite game is actually Doom 1 and Doom 2. I can play those over and over, but Diablo 2 is special. It's a different kind of, you know, and I'm not going to go in there just yet. I want to get some XP, because I need to get that gear on me as fast as I can. Diablo 2 is a very special game for me. I always like to tell this story. One of the many reasons I absolutely love Diablo 2 is because this is no shit. This is real. Anybody who's known me in real life from high school, you know I'm not fucking kidding when I say this. This is the only game I ever skipped school to play. Let that sink in. I skipped school my senior year to play Diablo 2. I'm not making that up. I can't even make that shit up. Okay? It was a different time, man. Whenever you see any of my really old videos when I first started out, okay? You can look on there and you hear that tone in my voice. That's what I think of when I think of Diablo 2. I think of talking to pretty girls and drinking iced tea and playing bass on the porch and you know, just jamming out, being a cute boy. So my hair wasn't as sexy as it is now, but we'll pretend it was for the sake of argument in this very minute. Let's pretend my hair wasn't down to my ear, but yeah. I can't carry anymore. Annie, you can't carry anymore. Anyways, no, I actually did skip school to play Diablo 2. I called in, I lied to my parents and said I was sick. I was not sick. The only reason I could lie and say I was sick was because my parents were getting divorced and it was a mess at home. So they're like, oh yeah, sure, okay. I called the school, my parents said it's okay if I call in, and they're like, okay, get better, and then I hung up and played Diablo 2. And you want to know what part of Diablo 2 specifically? I played fucking all of Act 5 with my very first character, who was a... Alright, get your fucking ass ready for this. Magic arrow only, Amazon. Yeah, if you've played any Boazon build, you know exactly how bad that skill is. And you know why I did it? Because I saw that there was no mana cost for it. Yeah. It took me almost 4 hours to kill Bale. It was awful. And so it came to be. I'm not going to read it. You already know it. You know what's going on. Colonel from Metal Gear Solid tells you about it. Level am I 7? Okay, we need 2 more levels. We should be able to get that pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, dude, that is the testament of Diablo 2 to me as a person. I fucking skipped school to play this game. And I will never ever forget that. I always have these super fond memories of... This is like high school nostalgia and like just fun. I always think of that time I was in my senior block class and my friends were sitting next to me, and I looked at my friend and I said, "Hey Kobe, what's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, not much, you know." And I'm like, "Well, stay a while and listen." And he goes, "Oh, dude, is that from Diablo 2? I fucking love Diablo 2. And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I love Diablo 2 too." And he says, "You know, how about you and Nate and so-and-so and so-and-so? We all get together and play it." And we fucking played like a 7-man Diablo 2 hardcore till 2 in the morning, like 3 days before fucking graduation. For fun. Because everybody had this game. This is like the game. Everybody had it. Even if they didn't like it very much, they probably had it. And so we just bullshit that. Kobe stored all of the fucking necro items. God damn it. I was so mad at him. Because he died and he fucking dropped them all. And I was like, why are you holding that? Oh, I don't know. Like, fucking jackass. You know, I think of that. I think of Act 2. I think of talking to a pretty girl I used to know. And I used to fucking say cute stuff to her when I played it. I always thought how it was really cool. And I drew one of the fucking... I don't have the drawing anymore. I gave it to her. She probably burned it or something. She probably smoked it into a blunt and said, "Lol, fuck you, Seth." Because that's probably what she wouldn't have done. But anyways... Yeah, I drew her a picture of one of those. It was pretty rad. Does that... Oh, shield, that specifically. I was like, I don't think that counts. What does this do? All res! Fuck yeah! Gimme that. But, yeah, like, Act 3. I think of, you know, just doing the last bits of my senior project. Act 4, I think of staying up really late. And Act 5, I think of skipping school, you know, and then it goes on and on and on. So, for me, Diablo 2 is such a pivotal part of my teenage years. It's inseparable to who I am as a person, and I always, always, always love it. Every time I see this specific screen, and I hear this music, I think of summer, I think of winter, I think of fall. I think of everything. It's one of those little things in life, okay? Like, it is just a part of me as a person in my life, and I can't ever, ever, ever forget it. Even if some of the most terrible shit happened to me in the planet at that time of my life, fuck, dude, I was playing Diablo 2. It was one of the few games I could play without a fucking internet connection when I had no internet, when I was moving and my parents were divorcing. Oh god, here comes the real fun. I hate Misshapen. They're gonna be a real bitch. So yeah, it's like Diablo 2. What else do I need to say about it, really? It's one of those games that's just inseparable to me. I mean, I don't know where I'd be without playing it. Probably very, very depressed. Actually, I'd probably be a better person having not played it because it just procrastinates my entire life when I'm playing it, but you know what? Don't care. Diablo 2 is just so fucking... It's such a good game. I mean, that's why I just wasn't very excited when I was like, oh, they're remastering it. Oh, big fucking deal. Like, it's just a remaster. No one's gonna remember it in, like, 10 years. People have been playing Diablo 2 for fucking, like, decades. Literally 20 fucking years. Because this game is so good. And that should be a testament of one of the many reasons this game is... I wouldn't say it's culturally significant, because let's not try to make it more than it actually is. It just sort of represents that, like, time in PC gaming when these sorts of things were just popular. They were new, they didn't have a huge fucking... Diablo 3 is just so fucking insulting and patronizing. Every time I think of it, I'm just like... I think of that BlizzCon thing where they're like, alright, my little demon hunters, oh, you're gonna... I'm like, this is the most patronizing shit to make me absolutely hate not only the people that made the game, but being a player of it. Like, Diablo 2 is like fucking... Sure, play the game, cool. Like, they didn't fucking make a big deal out of it. It wasn't, like, easy. It wasn't for everybody. That's why I think of Diablo 2. It's like the pure... Early 2000s PC gaming is like the most pure PC gaming ever, period. I'm sorry, you can tell me I'm wrong, but having grown up doing it, it is the most pure, unaltered form of there was no mass market appeal. Everything was very hard to get, like, working. Like, fucking, oh man. Trying to get, like, your graphics card to, like, register shit, this was, like, so fucking hard to do. Like, PC gaming was a niche thing at this time. I mean, it wasn't niche, but it wasn't like now where it's like, lol, I'm so nerdy, look at me with my quirks. I hate that shit. It's so patronizing. I still don't consider myself a nerd either, and you can say, oh, well, you play the video games, yeah, for fun. That's terrible, right? But no, like, no one gave a shit if you played Diablo 2. Nowadays, you have, like, a fucking Diablo. Oh, fucking, I love Diablo 2. Yeah, Lady Diablo is ultra progressive. It's like, fucking, ew, just stop. It's just uncomfortable. Says the guy that literally, like, thumbsed up at a kid yesterday grocery shopping because he had a Pussifer shirt on, but that's different. That kid probably is going places in life, okay? So, metal's different, god damn it. Fuck this cave, I just want out of it. That's all I've wanted this whole time. Oh, fucking course I need mana. Oh shit, I do need mana. Is this, socketed? It is, but we'll hold on to it just in case I use it. I'm only using socketed stuff right now because I'm so goddamn scrubby. But yeah, this was like before people... If someone went up to you in like 2000 and was like, oh yeah, I'm playing Diablo on my PlayStation, you'd look... Actually, there was a PS1 port of Diablo 1. But that's not the pure... You could never play Diablo 2 on like a PS1 or a PS2 or a 360, for fuck's sake. Didn't stop them from porting it over to the current version, but you know, this sounds so gatekeepery, but it's like, at the same time, I think, you know, Diablo is really PC gaming, like, incarnate. It's so... Like, I can't imagine it being on anything else. Like, Diablo is a PC game. Why would it be on a console? If the game is so simplified that it can be played on a console, there's something wrong. Maybe that's just me being a negative Nancy, but I don't know. I liked it when Diablo was niche and not just like, oh yeah, I played Diablo. Diablo 3 is the greatest game ever made. I'm like, yeah, fucking cool. It's not. Whatever. I don't really interact with people very often. Well, I do, but like, I don't talk to people about video games unless they ask me about it, and I can tell that they're not just like the I play video games to supplement personality kind of person. That really freaks me out. Like, if I can talk to someone about RuneScape and they'd be like, oh, dude, I remember fucking fishing lobbies back in the day, and I'm like, okay, this might be an interesting thing, but then they're just like, yeah, I remember beating a pretty hard boss. Yeah, he was pretty hard. What was it? Yeah, it was the demon. And then I just sort of like go, okay, this conversation's not going to go anywhere. If I play or talk to someone about Diablo 2 and they're like, oh, dude, yeah, fucking Enigma, it was some serious shit. I'm like, this is a person worth talking to. Probably, maybe. Even if they're wearing someone's skin on their face, I'm probably going to talk to them. Well, probably not, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. We're at level 8. We need one more and we can fucking make a big boy play. I got my big boy pants on! Oh wait, that's from fucking, Breaking Bad. That's terrible. I got my big boy pants on. Oh, I love that show. I'm a terrible person. I remember one of my friends and coworkers didn't know that I'd actually, like, watched the show. They thought I just, like, kind of skimmed over, like, the famous scenes, you know? And I'm like, oh, no, I love that scene because it's, like, it illustrates, like, Walt going into, like, this. And then she's like, oh, okay, you actually have watched it. I just hate when people do that. I hate when something becomes so fucking mainstream that it's just everybody knows about it and there's no, like there's no, it's not hidden anymore. It's like they ruined it. They've taken it over and it's no longer safe. It's kind of like the brown bricks in Minecraft thing. If you've never seen Oni Plays, he made like a reference to the Inspector Gadget video that was really bad by Mike Matei. And then everyone suddenly knew who Mike Matei was. I'm like, damn it, it was more fun when Mike Matei was kind of like this underground person. It's like Chris Chan. You know, I'm so sad that Chris Chan became like a public conversation you could possibly have with somebody. But at the same time, it's a... well, that's a tricky, slippery slope. What am I saying? Chris Chan's the worst thing ever. But, you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck knows who Chris Chan is outside of, like, someone who's been on the internet for fucking ever because they have nothing better to do with their free time. But dude, back in the day, you could just get bored and like, I actually have seen Chris Chan videos before I even knew who the fuck Chris Chan was. I was like, who's this jackass singing the Parappa the Rapper song? This is stupid. And then I watched, I remember watching an Onision video and didn't know who the fuck he was until my roommate was like, yeah, he's the I'm a Banana guy. And then my fucking brain just went, boom, and then like immediately I knew exactly who he was. And I'm like, oh, he made that one about the vegans and he's on like the toilet saying how it's hard to like process red meat or whatever and he's shitting and making fun of like meat eaters, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that guy. I didn't like him. Like, immediately. It's crazy. But then again, who the fuck knows who Onision is unless you've been on the internet for fucking ever. I don't know. I'm just happy Diablo is incorruptible to my, you know, personality, I guess. Like, I don't think I could ever hate Diablo 2. I hate Diablo 3. Oh, fucking thank God we're out of that mess. I hate Diablo 3. I played that game for 3 years, so don't just be like, oh, it's not that bad. It's like, oh, yes, it is. Trust me, when you can't even, like, load the game up and it's the same game you played last time, that's not a good sign. I can load up Diablo 2, and every time I play it, I know exactly what it's going to be like. I know for a fact there's going to be potions, because the game is not a baby game. And yeah, I know, they changed potions, they gave them a cooldown timer, and I'm like, but that's still bullshit. Potions were an integral part of Diablo. They were part of your inventory management skill. That is why they were so pivotal. They made you have to look for items that would increase your inventory to make things more efficient and easier. That's why they exist. I cannot believe people thought it was a good idea to remove it. Healing orbs were horseshit. You want to know why healing orbs were horseshit? Because if you spawned a really bad rift, because rifts are the only thing to do in that game, because there's no fucking endgame. I never did Infernal Machine, but you know why? Because the gameplay was so fucking sour and just awful, I didn't care after a while. I was like, this is just boring. Like, I could farm Bale 1,000 times in a solid row. I probably wouldn't, because I think you'd go fucking crazy. But I could do that 1,000 times and get something new every single time, and it's more exciting than doing fucking 1,000 rifts. Oh yeah, remember when the fucking trial of whatever it was a thing? You had to like fucking spend 2 minutes to figure out what your level was adjusted to, and then you had to fucking, oh my god. Oh wait, maybe you don't, because guess what? The game took it out. Because they realized it was a dumb fucking idea and they got rid of it. Yeah, if you couldn't tell...
I need mana.
I know, I need mana. I'm working on it. I actually do need mana, that's really sad. But, no, dude, like, until you played it, and you know just how fucking frustrating that shit actually was, it was bad. Like, you couldn't jump back in the game after a month. It was just, the patch notes would have come out, everything would have been changed, suddenly some skills that were just mediocre. I remember Plague of Toads being broken one week, and then the next week Plague of Toads was ass. And you know why? Because someone found out some fucking dumb specific exploit with it and they fucking nerfed the shit out of it. And then it was Spirit Walk fucking Ghost Dog bullshit. That was the only thing to do, and then you just always roll fetishes. And then they nerfed fetishes, and the fetishes became useless. It was fucking stupid. And then you never could do anything. It was just boring. And then Piranato got buffed, then Piranato got nerfed, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. And then I stopped playing the game for like 6 months. Then I come back and there's no fucking potions anymore because people got butthurt about it. I'm like, what the fuck? And then they released, oh hey, remember Diablo 1, a significantly better game than this? Here's the Darkening of Tristram, and we're gonna do this every year. And then I was like, cool. And then why the fuck was that not equipped? Anyways, I'm not bitching properly. And then they were like, oh, cool, it's the Darkening of Tristram, and you can do this every year. And I was like, cool, and I found the pet without even trying. And I was like, wow, guess, surprise, surprise, the fucking cow, because guess what, we can't think of anything else. And I would have wished they got like a little Griswold head or something. Because Griswold's more iconic to me than the fucking cow bullshit. The only reason people know about cows is because they were a broken fucking mechanic in this game. I mean, and the joke of there's no secret cow level. But, like, and the fucking dungeons were so short. They were just, like, essentially lower-tiered dungeons that were just not that good. Nice, I find a fucking 2 skull. Wow, that's awesome. I'm not even being sarcastic, that's actually really cool. But, you know, that's what I mean, like, the game looked cool, like, okay, cool, we're gonna... Is it like another version of Diablo 1? And then you play through it. It took, like, 15 minutes on T6 difficulty, which I think at the time was the highest T level. And I didn't die a single time. It was really fucking boring. And then I went, wow, that was it. I got the pet, and I said, wow, this is shit. And then that was the last time I touched it, and my assistant and friend I used to work with was like, oh yeah, me and my girlfriend are gonna play D3. You wanna play D3 with us? I was like, sure, why not? Just to pass some time. And then he told me, oh yeah, you can start in adventure mode now. What? Why the fuck can you just start the game in adventure mode? That's bullshit. You should be able, you have to fucking earn that in my mind. You don't just start the game in like fucking random mode. That's just awful. Like, ugh. Dude, that's just grody. I don't know. I'm not okay with that still. You gotta remember, I played it when you still had to fucking like actually like get somewhere in the game and actually unlock adventure mode. T6 was the highest I think at the time. Terror 6 is what I'm referring to. And I was like, okay, cool, so you can do that? And I'm like, just shocked. Like, what is the point of the story mode? Oh, achievements. What are the achievements for? Oh, like border backgrounds for your cosmetics and some transmogs. What about gear? Oh no, it's all the same. What the fuck's the point? Am I right? Like, does that just sound overly negative or something to me? But I think that you should have had like some sort of actual incentive to play the fucking game that people spent literal hundreds of man hours making the fucking cutscenes and doing all that shit, you know? Like, just to be able to say, nope, jump straight into adventure mode. I didn't like the story at all. I fucking hated the story in Diablo 3. It was terrible, it was cringy. The only scene I like is when Tyrael says, you can't judge me, I am justice itself. That was a pretty badass moment. I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't get a little like bit of the chills with that too. That was a neat moment. But why are they fighting? We just jump in and then all of a sudden Anarius is like, I'm an asshole and you're a fucking cunt, and then he's fighting Tyrael for reasons. Like, don't give me the actual reason because I don't care. My point still stands. I think that the cutscenes were pretty, but that doesn't stand for much. Can you tell I hate that game? Anyways, we got that. Let's go ahead and pop on some of our twink gear. Oh, yes. Gorefoot! Oh, yeah, boy. Okay, and our fucking blood fists. Yeah. Yeah. That feels good. That feels real good. Let's sell this Husafudge. I don't need this. Oh, bitchin'. That is a good feeling. I hate Diablo 3. Can you tell? I can just bitch about it infinitely. It's just... I don't even think the story was good. There was not a moment in the story that wasn't cliche and predictable, or just cringy, I guess. Like, Azmodan should have been the main villain. Like, why wasn't Azmodan the main villain? He had every motivation to be the villain. But, yeah, he just shows up and then he dies, and it's really lame. Like, why could they... Even Diablo doesn't do anything. He waits till the fucking end of the game and if you're like, oh, Lady Diablo. I'm like, yeah, that's Blizzard. They just thought this'll win the hip crowd over, and I'm like, I knew that was the case. But it's like, dude, Diablo doesn't do anything. He doesn't even. Then the fucking Nephilim thing that just that was cringy and annoying. I hated everything in that game. Okay, let's get another Vitality, and I'm going to get. Do I need any other plus skills? I don't think I really do. Let's go ahead and get Firebolt, and I'll call that for this episode. I'm going to stop bitching about Diablo 2. Or, sorry, Diablo 3. Probably.